Hi, I'm Roshali, and I'm going to talk about why building very custom conversational intelligence tools makes a lot of sense today. So, most of us do a lot of work on calls, and many of these calls are quite repetitive. Take sales calls, for instance, or loan collection calls, or doctor's patient visits, for example. Now, the things you do after a call are pretty much similar for every call that you go on. So while the content changes based on the conversation you've just had, the steps you take after the call are pretty much the same. Also, since most of these calls are digital, we also see several note takers joining the calls, right? And they typically generate a summary after the call, they have a transcript, and they may also take it to an extent and create a bunch of to-dos. But more often than not, what we've all experienced is that the content and the summaries or the to-dos that are generated are pretty generic, and they do not understand the real context of the call and why you were on the call in the first place. Now, what if you had a system that understood why you're on this call and didn't just give you something generic, but gave you exactly the insights you want from a call? This would be based on your institutional knowledge and your specific prompt, even for what you want out of the call. Imagine that it created a bunch of next steps, which are very custom to what you typically do after such calls. And since it integrated with your enterprise applications, maybe it integrates with your CRM or your EHR, your email system, your file system, it could also automate a bunch of these next steps for you. And imagine it put the data exactly where you want it and exactly how you want it. So this is essentially a very custom built conversational intelligence layer on top of your calls, which Incubyte can help you build. And as an example, I want to show you what we've built for our own sales calls. Now, this is our own homegrown sales intelligence tool. It's a totally custom UI that we've built. Each of these on the left is a call that we've gone on. And when we go on a call, we add our bot to it, and that creates a live transcript of the conversation. Once the call is completed, it creates this, what you're seeing on the screen, which is a summary. It calls out exactly what we want to get out of the call. So we've told it that we want to know the context, we want to know key points of the conversation. We want to understand our prospects' pain points and why they want to talk to us. What are they interested in building? We want a bunch of action items from the call. Again, all of this content is extremely specific to what prompt we've built into it and what we typically look for. It also creates a draft email that we can send to participants right after the call, and again, formatted in a way that a pre-sales rep at Incubyte would typically write an email. It connects to our CRM, so it essentially puts all of this into the CRM as well. And this is a nice aspect because we're very keen on getting better at how we do sales calls. We're not that good at it. But it rates us on a bunch of different things that matter to us. And it calls out key highlights from the call where we may have done well, or whether there is an area where we can improve next time. So it almost coaches us on how to get better at these calls. There's a bunch of recovery actions here. So sometimes we do things on a call which we may not be very proud of, and we want to kind of revert that or mitigate it. And that's those recovery actions. Reflection is the part where we can really internalize coaching. So after looking at all of this, I may just mention what one thing I will do differently on the next call, and that helps me think about it more deliberately and put it in action, as opposed to this just being some theory that I look at after every call. Yeah, this is custom built for Incubyte for our sales. Thank you.